welcome back to your language class. In this video, I'm going to be talking about one of the most common mistakes made by many English learners, distinguishing between by and until. I even see learners at intermediate level making this tiny mistake, and I totally understand. It could be rather confusing. But why is it confusing? Over 7,000 living languages are spoken in the world today, and that makes our world a diverse, beautiful place. So that said, imagine in each and every one of those languages, the concept of time would be put in concrete terms differently. But how different? I'm not going to go that deep into this because that would be out of the scope of this video. But I'm so interested to discuss it later in a separate lengthy episode on YouTube, supported by similar research papers. So suffice it to say that research has shown that defining an abstract concept such as time in your mind and then putting it into words is heavily dependent on how you define and think about concrete concepts and physical experience, such as the way you have understood this space. I mean mainly in a physical sense. For instance, in English we say I feel down, or when we say push the meeting or a deadline forward or backward. For the feeling, how we feel, it was the vertical representation of up and down. But for the time, it was a horizontal picture that you have in mind, which is back and forth. So back to what I was saying about the two prepositions by and until, and the phrase by the time, we're going to learn the differences and also clear up the confusion because these prepositions of time are commonly mistaken. When we use by, we're talking about a deadline before a particular time, not later than a particular time. Or we mean the time when something or some activity ends. For example, will the official report be available by December 1st? Here, for example, your manager is asking you if the official report will be ready no later than December 1st. I think the movie should be over by 9:30. Word, phrases, or modal verbs such as have to, need, or must are often used to express the sense of necessity. You need to do something by a particular time, for example, 9 a.m. I have to do something by a particular time, by Wednesday. They must do something by a particular time. I must hand in my essay by Friday. I need to finish writing my essay and give it to the teacher on Friday or before Friday. This is a set deadline. When we use until, we're talking about a period of time. We have the starting point and the deadline, or the starting point and the end of that period of time. So if you remember, I told you that by was about a point in time, not like a deadline. But until deals with the whole time between the start of the activity and the end of it. Let's take a look at some examples. I'm leaving town tomorrow. I'll be away until Sunday. I went to bed early last night, but I wasn't tired. I read a book until 2 a.m. Wait here until I come back. I was tired this morning. I stayed in bed until 10. How long did you stay at the party last night? Until midnight. Imagine you are in an airplane that is landing and a cabin crew member or pilot or co-pilot is giving instructions. They would say, please stay in your seats until the airplane reaches the gate. John is out of town. He'll be away until Thursday. I usually finish work at 5:30, but sometimes I work until 6. There's a longer version that until is used in it, and that's from a starting point in time until an ending point in time. Let's take a look at some examples. I lived in the United States from 2004 until 2020. The festival was held from 22nd until 23rd of July. You would have another similar structure replacing until with to. From a starting point in time to an ending point in time. They lived in Japan from 1996 to 2010. She was a teacher from 1997 to 2002. I worked in a hotel from 2005 to 2007. Last but definitely not the least, there's an important point to bear in mind. When a clause begins with until and that clause refers to the future, you should use present or present perfect tense and not will. For example, you should say, I will not do the job until I hear from you. It would be incorrect to say, I do not do the job until I will hear from you. Another example, add some salt and stir until it has dissolved. You see, present perfect is used after until. I repeatedly warn my students not to make this tiny but common mistake. If you are learning from or enjoying this episode, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Instagram account, and join our Telegram channel. It's a great zero-cost way to support us. If you have any questions about the content or topic that was covered on this video, or any suggestions, topic you would like us to cover, please feel free to include them all in the comment section. I do read your comments. Until next time, keep learning, keep improving. Consistency always pays off. Have a good day.